Nah, Rise of Ronin's gonna be just fine. You should go buy it. Do it. Support Tecmo Koei, because they do nothing bad.
You actually buy all of that DLC?
I promise you, I might have.
Anyway, Dragon's Dogma 2 is being heavily ridiculed for having microtransactions being $70, having de novo and being an overall mess of a game with framerate drops going as low as 15 FPS even on high-end PCs.
The reason for the frame drops is because every NPC in the game is simulated completely on the CPU rather than the GPU, which is the normal. If you want my suggestion, wait for the Ultimate Collection, which will eventually come out just like Dark Arisen.
With all that being said, welcome to Necro News, the show where we cover the hottest gaming news from the last week. This week we'll be covering Overwatch lying to everyone, shocker, GOG bringing back the best spy RPG, Team 0% completing their mission, and so much more. But before we continue to today's video, we just wanted to say a big thank you to everyone for helping us reach over 7,000 subs. So we're only 3,000 away from 10K. Awesome.
Your support is flat out amazing. Thank you guys so much.
GOG, for those of you who don't know, is the online game store owned by CD Projekt. That's CD Projekt the publisher, not CD Projekt Red the developer. Same company, but just different branches. Anyway, GOG is also the only real direct competitor to Steam. This week they solidified this by bringing back a Sega cult classic, Alpha Protocol, almost 5 years after it was pulled from the stores.
While bringing back one of the best Obsidian RPGs of all time, it's awesome and cool, they went above and beyond when bringing back the game to sale. Alpha Protocol, while a very fun game with a very good story, was a buggy mess that had a lot of problems that made it borderline unplayable. As such, CD Projekt have updated the game to get rid of most of the bugs. Not only that, but they also updated the game to work with all modern controllers, all modern OSs, and they even included cloud saving. As
to why GOG is doing this massive overhaul to a game they didn't even make, the site stated they wanted to go back to their roots and give everyone a chance to play the good old games. So they made it their mission to republish and update any game that's been removed from sale.
Hey guys, can you guess what Blizzard did?
Did they lie about something?
What? How could you say such a thing? Blizzard is an honest company who has never done anything wrong ever.
For anyone out of the loop, Overwatch 2 was created with the promise that there would be a complete single-player campaign with cutscenes, customizable skill trees, voice acting, replayable levels, basically a full normal game alongside the multiplayer mode that everyone already knows.
Except, then story mode was cancelled, and instead they promised a ton of short PvE missions focusing around different characters. Except right now, there's only 3 of those missions, and they are barely noticeable on the main menu. This week, however, it was revealed that the remaining hero missions may never actually come out.
An interview with an unnamed source states that Blizzard constantly interfered with the development of the game, saying that while the build was good, that it wasn't Blizzard quality. The source also claims that because of the constant bundling, the Xbox layouts may have also affected the game.
According to the source, they used to say all the time that we would essentially need 2 400 people teams, one for PvE and one for PvE, to have the personnel they needed. They added that Activision Blizzard just didn't seem to have any hope for the PvE mode, so it's safe to bet that the main reason they made Overwatch 2 was a fucking lie. Shocking.
Not only that, there was another Bloomberg post that stated, Overwatch 2 team members were told that based on the game's poor sales in the first half of the year, they weren't going to get any profit sharing stocks, but that the company would still cover some of their lost money as a bonus to make up for the shortfall.
Then earlier this month, the company informed developers that they would receive a stunning 0% of their bonus.
Is anyone even surprised that they canceled the PvE? Because I thought they already announced this like way back, but I was thinking of something else. Did you guys know about this game? Did anyone know about this game?
I looked on TikTok, Twitter, IGN, and no one, I do mean no one, had ever heard of this game at all. I mean, it has Will Keep My Wife's Name Out of Your Fucking Mouth Smith in it. Surely it would have made the rounds somewhere, right?
You would think so, but apparently not, as the game basically bombed.
Welcome to Earth.
Why is this an interesting story? Games bomb all the time, you may be saying to yourself. Well, it's because the game isn't just Will Smith oriented, It's also developed and published by Tencent, which means it should have had plenty of marketing money behind it.
But is the game any good? That's the important question. No. It's not. It's a mobile game that they badly ported to PC, left the mobile interface in, and kept it heavily loaded with pay-to-win microtransactions. It's got a boring-ass aesthetic, and the gameplay loop is mind-numbing.
It's probably better than Day Before though, right?
There's nobody near. The wind's all that I can hear. I feel like I am invisible and nobody cares.
Nope. Back in October of 2023, Nintendo announced the online services of the 3DS and Wii U were going to shut down permanently in April of 2024. This doesn't matter for most Wii U games as most of them have been re-released for the Switch, but for the Super Mario Maker series, it's a whole different story. With the switch from Mario Maker 1 and 2, all usually-made levels for the first game were left behind on the previous platform.
After the shutdown announcement, Team 0%, a group of Mario Maker players, announced their intent in clearing all 26,800 uncleared and hacker-cleared levels in Mario Maker 1. With the announcement, they also called for help from anyone willing to join the cause.
For anyone bad at math out there like me, that means they had to clear a staggering 138 levels per day before the shutdown. That may seem simple, but remember that these levels needed troubleshooting and many failed attempts just to figure out how to beat them. Like, look at this for example. I don't even want to know how many hours this took.
It may have been a daunting task, but their call for aid was answered, and just 8 days after the call was put out, the volunteers had beaten 2,055 courses, with 587 of them being done in a single day. After a few months, the team completed every single level in Mario Maker except for one, trimming the herbs, a level that was so difficult, it became a concern that they would even beat it in time.
And for good cause, because that level was literally unbeatable. While it's true that you have to beat each Mario Maker level that you upload to submit it, it was revealed that the creator of the level, Ahoyo, originally submitted the level with a program that beat the level for him. So unless you're a robot, it's unlikely you'll beat trimming the herbs.
So, since the level isn't actually beatable without an external program, it was marked as unplayable. That said, from what we've been able to gather, Team 0% doesn't hold any ill will towards the map maker, as Ahoyo had practically moved on from Mario Maker until this announcement. So, instead of this being an anticlimactic ending, the team is instead celebrating the true last level being cleared by team member Kazihenen, fittingly called The Last Dance. And they're moving on to Mario Maker 2.
Congrats Team 0, you are a winner.
Before we begin on this next story, we need to talk about a prominent modder, Toasted Shoes. You might have heard the name, you might not have. If you've watched Necro News though, you're familiar with his work, as he's the modder responsible for the Disney mods in Mortal Kombat 1, and also made the Power World mod that puts Pokemon into Power World, as well as a Pokemon mod for COD.
7 years ago, popular YouTuber NoahJ456 made a video highlighting Toasted Shoes' Pokemon mod, and for 7 years, no one cared. That is until Tuesday when Nintendo issued a channel strike against his channel for copyright infringement. And that's a strike, as in 2 more and he's banned.
Toasted Shoes stated that he felt responsible for Noah's strike by saying, "After the heat of Nintendo taking down my Power World video, I did a COD Zombies Pokemon video. My mindset was that they wouldn't take down my video since Noah and many others had made content on it in the past few years. However, they still took action. They sure fucking did because it did not end there."
Huge Pokemon fan game site Relic Castle was also taken down this week. The site was a huge repository for hundreds of Pokemon fan games and was unceremoniously taken down following a DMCA issued to the site. We're actually unsure who issued the DMCA, but it was probably Nintendo.
While the site is gone, it's not forgotten. Literally, as the whole site is fully accessible on the Wayback Machine. And also, the Discord server is not going anywhere either. So if you want to be a part of a huge community of fan games, you should totally go join that Discord.
The most unfortunate part of the story is that it's a direct contradiction to the story we reported on last week. Surprisingly, however, he added that if people didn't ask for money or a Kickstarter or get any type of funding, Nintendo might possibly leave them alone. It seems that shutting up about it is not the only defense against Nintendo. Though I have to wonder if the sudden Pokemon crackdown is due to Palworld's success.
What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments below.
This week's Buried Alive Banger, a segment where we cover a game our community doesn't think has had enough attention, is called Kevin.
You know, a part of me didn't want to pick this game for a BAB, but it's $2, and honestly, it's very interesting. Could I tell you what the game is? No. Could I tell you anything about the actual game itself? Well, you decipher a language to learn about a kid named Kevin from the years of 1997 to 2077. Look at the trailer.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Booster,
15,
why is this a Buried Alive
16,
Banger?
17, 18, 19, 20.
Anyway, if you guys have a better game for this segment, let us know in the Discord.
Here's the games coming out this week. Nothing big, even though South Park's on the list. But hey, Pepper Grinder is basically Drill Dozer, so that could be fun.
There's no stream schedule for this week because we got our new puppy. But turn on notifications just in case we do any Gorilla streams here or there.
That's it for this week's Necro News. If you like what we do here and want to keep up to date, subscribe to the channel.
And if you made it this far into the video, let us know by putting a dog emote in the comments.
That's all we have this week, so until next time, goodbye.
Bye.